Crowdfunding led me to this publisher who actually makes zines and makes a living at it. He also tells you how to make them. Hey everyone, it is Tom, it is FANzine Live, and we are looking at a crowdfunded project that I supported a little while ago. It's by a company called Microcosm Publishing, and they apparently are a partnership between a Joe Beal and an Ellie Blue. Joe is out of Cleveland, Ellie apparently is out of Portland, and they are a really interesting operation from the point of view that they are a book publisher, but they are not a traditional book publisher. They are a publisher that tries to use unorthodox means to sell their books. They rely heavily on their website. They rely heavily on word of mouth. They rely heavily on person-to-person direct sales. And as such, they're really very similar to the zine makers that we are in the FANzine Live world, as opposed to somebody who uses the big, Penguin Random House or whomever for their giant book distributing through the likes of a Barnes & Noble or Amazon or what have you. However, Joe and Ellie have experience in those fields, and they're able to tell us a lot about life in those fields and how to pick and choose your places. And I find this just fascinating. This was the project that they crowdfunded on Kickstarter. It's called The Underground is Bigger Than the Mainstream. I was attracted to it because I have an ongoing thing with Kickstarter where I'll just look and see if they have anything related to zines. And they sold this as a zine. It is a saddle-stitched cardstock cover. It is a newsprint style, kind of that cream cover that you'll see with an Amazon type book or something like that. But this is double stapled, saddle stitch, as I said. It's a zine. Now, it is written like a book. It has really nice layout like a book. And this is a series of short essays. They are trying to suggest that finding their meaning and purpose helps grow the underground, which they argue in this case is bigger than the actual mainstream. So underground media, like zines, like internet, like social media, actually is bigger than the mainstream media of your major news channels, your newspapers, your TV news, that type of stuff. So they've been going since 1996, equipping readers to make positive changes in their lives and the world around them. So they've got a very clear mission. They emphasize skill building, showing hidden histories, fostering creativity through challenging conventional publishing wisdom with books and bookettes like this about DIY skills, food, bicycling, gender, self-care, and social justice. They started as a distro and a record label, and they've now become one of Publishers Weekly's fastest growing publishers in 2022, 2023, and 2024. That's kind of cool. Joe uses this book, and it's, how many pages are we at here? Looks like about 54, so it's probably 56. It's about a 60-page book total, or bookette as he likes to call it. And they charge $7.99 for this, $11.95 up in Canada. Brief history of the company. This is a nice overview book. All very first person, all very readable, all very approachable. I mean, they've got the program down. They're a year of making zines in the summer of 2024, talking about zines and how to make them. You don't have to do it all. And that's about staying true to who you are and not trying to be all things to all people. This is what I really found interesting. It's this whole notion of an underground tour where you hit the road with your books and you just go to places where you could be of interest. And so if you've got a book, in this case, let's say they have a bicycling book, they might book a tour of places around Portland where bikes are sold, and they could do book readings or gatherings or the like, and they tell you how to do the tour. I could see zine makers doing the same thing here. Book Awe about trying to get into the big book business and wholesalers and distributors and the like. Talking about little free libraries and how they kind of break through, as well as mutual aid. And then the idea of how to, if you will, stay alive and to find your thing. So it's a neat little book. They also have a subscription service, very innovative. You've really got to take a look at the stuff they do. And here are some more books on self-determination. That's one of their subject areas, the Autism Relationship Handbook, Self-Determination Youth Liberation Program, How to Be Accountable, This Is Your Brain on Depression, Creating Your Path to Getting Better, Teenage Rebels, talking about making stuff and doing things, Make a Zine. We're going to take a look at that in a moment. Firebrands, Activists You Don't Learn About in School, Good Trouble, Unscrew Your Brain, Books That Should Never Exist. Kind of neat. They've got a niche and it works. Let's take a look at this one. As much as this was interesting from a format point of view, and this was interesting from a kind of perspective on the company point of view, I truly found this book, and this is a paperback book, $14.99, $21.49 in Canada. Looks like we've got about 186. We're probably looking at about just under 200 pages. Nice looking book. This is the 29th anniversary edition of this book. They've been doing it for a while. Why have we not heard of this? Why have I not heard of this? Make a Zine. Start your own underground publishing revolution. And again, it's Joe, the gentleman from Cleveland. Same basic ideas. This is his 8 steps to making a zine. Step 1, write something. Step 2, find some pictures to go with your words. Step 3, set your price. Step 4, include your address. Step 5, print some copies. Step 6, get reviewed. Step 7, distribute your zine. Step 8, start a mailing list. Immediately jumps straight to the core of the matter. Then goes into why make a zine, talking about the history of zines. DIY Nike style, talking about how zines interact with the corporate world and how corporate America is co-opting the zine model because they want to be seen as authentic. Inspiration and creativity. Copyright. Yeah, that's important. The rad possibilities of the Creative Commons. Libel. Now, he's not a lawyer, but he might have some information. How to work with contributors. DIY comics. Interviews. Layout and type. And yes, you get the basics on how to put a zine together. Different format sizes, photos, illustrations, and pre-press. This is interesting. Block printing, screen printing, paper printing and binding. How to distribute, how to get the word out and promote your zines. Then going on tour, and his conclusion. Always bring a pillow. This is a neat book. Took me a little while to get through it. It's a little longer than the standard mini comic and mini zine, but definitely worth the read. I would suggest picking it up. I will strongly suggest you pick it up straight from their website because it's the cheapest there. They don't have to pay any of their distributors the markup. So do yourself a favor, go to microcosm.pub and get yourself a copy of Make a Zine. Maybe The Underground is Bigger Than the Mainstream, or any of their probably hundreds of other books and zines. This is an impressive publisher. Folks, have you seen anything like these guys before? I'd love to hear what you think about it. And don't forget, as always, like the video, subscribe to FANzine Live, and tell your friends because this is good information. This is information we all as zine makers really should know about. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I'm Tom, this is FANzine Live, and I will catch you next time.